So Battlegrounds is a competition that we've been putting on every year. This will be our 5th year doing it. And the reason that we started it is because we felt there was not enough CrossFit competitions in the Northern Nevada spectrum. Like there's a competition in SoCal damn near every weekend. And there just wasn't a lot happening here. And we're all very passionate about competing and doing cool shit. And we wanted to be able to provide a competition to the community that was a little different than kind of like your everyday, I guess, little CrossFit competition. So Battlegrounds, when for example, when I write the programming for Battlegrounds, I want all of the workouts to be something that you typically wouldn't train in a normal training environment. A lot of competitions you go to, which is totally fine. They can be very basic movements, make it very inclusive that everyone can do. Battlegrounds is about the mission statement, and in the little logo, the whole idea of Battlegrounds is all about finding new limits. So trying to get the athletes at the end of the 2-day weekend, when they're finished, that they're going to be sore, they're going to be jacked up, but they went through a weekend of doing shit that they didn't think they could do otherwise.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of been my, I guess, deep down thinking about why I wanted it to be different, is I wanted it to be this competition that means more than just another competition to sign up for. You do it and you finish at the end of the weekend and you're proud of hell yeah.
Even if you got dead last, you did something.
Yeah, you're I did this. I fucking signed up for, whatever. And I got through this weekend and it whipped my ass, but I did it. I found new limits, and that's the whole point of this competition.
That's cool. And I haven't ever seen workouts like the one you've programmed. Even the latest one, what was it, Double Down? Or
Double Time.
Double Time?
Yeah.
That one is really cool. I've never heard of anything like that where you have to, your time is 50 air squats, but at the top of every minute you have to go back and do whatever it was.
Yeah. So there was a games workout a couple years ago where they did something similar with overhead squats and rope climbs, a similar format. And me and Joaquin, a coach at our gym, were sitting there talking about being able to bring that format into it and how can we do it. And through some brainstorming, came up with the 50 front squats with the fat bar. And you're doing it. Have you ever done front squats with fat bar?
Mm-mm.
Sucks.
I've only ever put that thing overhead. So I know it's you can feel the momentum of the weights because they're fixed instead of moving.
Yeah.
But I figured that because I was watching the video you posted on Instagram of Joaquin doing it. Yeah. And at the bottom, you can see him kind of collapse a little bit. Yeah. And I'm oh, I bet that's from coming down in the bar, turning.
The weights pull.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and then when you go back, when you front rack that bar, because how big it is, with our normal barbells, they're thin enough that you can just kind of rest it if you have good mobility. But the fat bar's pressing into your throat, no matter how flexible you are. So it definitely adds a new dynamic. But yeah, I'm really excited. Every year I kind of geek out about the competition. I'm always excited about this.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm always nervous.
Of what?
The operational execution of Battlegrounds isn't the easiest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
So we really try to have an event that's ran well, judged well, where it's a great athletic experience, from athletes having a place to actually warm up, bathrooms, facilities. The gyms get the shit beat out of them when we do this. Our equipment gets beat up. And just so many people do put a lot of effort, and our volunteers and everything to pull this off. It's a lot with everything else we already do, right? So to take Battlegrounds to another level. There's people that plan some of these bigger comps, say Wadapalooza and stuff. That's all they do for the whole year is plan that comp.
Oh,
they spend their full-time job.
It's their full-time job, from marketing, operations, execution of it. So it's we could throw together a simple little gym comp, make a couple bucks, and people throw down. We really try to. This comp's not about making big money. Some of these comps make big money. This is not for us. It's purely about providing an event that is good for the community as a whole. The whole Reno, Tahoe, Sacramento. We've had people from Canada. We've had people from Mexico come do the comp, said nothing but great things. And the whole thing is about providing an experience versus just another comp.
Right.
That's cool.
So we try to make trophies legit, just a few other things on top of it that, so it gets stressful and it's exhausting for the team. So it's really run by the staff of Double Edge. We're the ones that all pull it off together collectively. So I love it, but it's work.
Yeah. I put out a post like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if you saw it or not. And so every year that we've done Battlegrounds, we've lost money on it. We want it to be this experience and just getting to the point like, okay, we can't continue to lose money on this competition. Like, we still want to provide this experience. So one of the ways that we're going to alleviate that is every year we did a fairly big cash prize for our RX winners. And it's just like, we can't put in so much to just, these 6 individuals and then get a hit on the whole other side of the competition. So we cut some of that back a little bit so we can still put forth that really what we believe in, what we're trying to do, high quality experience in a competition, and not lose money on it. Yeah. Every year.
We tried to take it to downtown, which was cool and venue. Like, it was legit when we did it down there.
Yeah, it was by the river.
By the river.
Oh yeah.
And just like, we really learned some operational shit.
Yeah.
These guys, when you run big comps like this, from equipment overheating. I mean, our barbells, we didn't even think about it when it happened, but they got so hot you couldn't grab them.
Yeah.
So we had to like ice them off. The screens on the bikes got super hot, so you couldn't even see the screen. Like when your cell phone, he's leaving the car dash, right, and disappears. Like all that stuff. And not to mention, we had to pretty much dismantle the gyms, haul all that equipment to downtown Reno for 2 days, and then Sunday night, set everything back up and be ready to teach 5 a.m. class on Monday.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was real work.
Yeah.
And there's the one year we didn't get done doing everything to midnight.
Yeah.
Getting everything set back up, and we went and got a beer at Flowing Tide, and we were just like,
no one was even talking.
Yeah,
we're all
nobody's
sitting there
even
at dinner.
talking.
Everyone's just so tired that we're just sitting there staring at our beer.
You're in the heat all day, 2 days in a row, slinging equipment and this and that, and cool factor fucking 15 on a scale 1 to 10 for a local comp. I mean, Trent had the drones flying that year.
Yeah,
like, there's some shit going on, but it was a kick in the dick. And then also, just like so many little expenses that added up from having to rent U-Hauls and this and that to get things out. And like, we lost our fucking ass financially doing that.
Yeah.
And just didn't make sense. We brought it back to the South Gym. We're trying to keep that spirit alive with putting a good comp on, and the Reno community, giving everybody locally a cool thing to look forward to every year.
I just picture you guys at the bar after that, and the bartender's like, "Could I get you guys anything else?" You're like, "Yeah, good, you."
Yeah,
you're so tired. It's like, not too bad.
That's damn near what it was like, dude. That's damn near what it was like. It's crazy.
I don't think Joaquin made eye contact with anybody.
Yeah, dude. We were all just so not there mentally.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Like, let's go celebrate and have a beer and stuff. We're like, yay. And then we get our beers and we're all just sitting there like this. Table silent, take a drink, set it down. No one's saying anything at all.
You guys are like trying to pump up the team. So wasn't that awesome? They're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Not really.
We weren't trying to pump up shit, dude. We were both sitting there like, oh, God, we just got ran the fuck over.
Yeah. Well, the day would start, like, I would get up. I mean, these guys, so that year I was DJ. But last year I was doing media. I mean, we'd get up at 3:45 in the morning and be done after cleaning and getting everything set up for the next day at midnight. And it's like, there's no rest effort because you're going from this division to this division to this division. So there's never like a break time for anyone.
So mad respect to the people that put on the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, I bet it's
fuck. That's so gnarly.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to watch today.
There's like a crew of 50 full-time people probably that.
Oh, I bet it's.
I think they have like 300 or 400 volunteers or something.
Well, huge volunteers. I'm just saying full-time people that plan that and execution of that between Rogue. And all their,
it's a big operation.
We were watching yesterday, and like in between heats, you see just like a line of people that come out to move the barbells off, and they're just like one by one taking the bars, like all in order. I'm like, damn, dude, these guys got their fucking shit together.
Oh yeah, the behind the scenes back in the day, it's drill instructor shit.
Well, that sometimes. So I remember this has happened a couple times at the games where something operationally went wrong, and like let's say it's the men's heat too, and they got to change out weights or whatever. And I remember one year that all the volunteers and this guy, they brought out the women's bars for the guys. And they were like laying out the numbers. I'm looking at them like, that bar is way too light for the guys, like 115-pound thrusters. It's supposed to be like 165. And then like Dave came out on the floor and he's yelling at people, like, what the fuck is going on? And like people were getting their ass chewed. They're like, get it out of here. Like, because they were on ESPN's time frame.
Yeah.
So they couldn't be late. So they had to like rush everything out and get the next people out. And everyone on the floor was pissed. No one was seeing it yet. But yeah, people were getting their asses chewed out. It's happened a couple times.
Yeah, the moral of the story is running an event.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.